My name is Jonathan, here founder of Driving Academy, and today we're going to be discussing just that. What is a concert trucker? So a concert trucker is exactly what it sounds like, and it's somebody who actually transports equipment from concert to concert, or even people who drive buses and things like that, transport the actual talent from concert to concert. So this is a niche part of the actual trucking industry, and it's a big one, and it's a very popular one for a lot of people because of all the other perks that come along with it. But pretty much what it is these concert venues kind of get assembled, and then they have to become disassembled and then put it onto the truck and then move to the next venue. So in today's video, we're going to be discussing the exact play-by-play of what concert truckers actually go through in order to actually get this job, and what are the specific skill sets for it, because it is a really cool job itself. But if you're just doing it just for the fact of you getting the chance to meet famous people or interact with musicians, it might not be the best motivation for you, because it is a normal trucking job, but it is going to have a few skill sets needed in order to be successful here. And at the end of the video, you get to assess to see if these skill sets are exactly what you're looking for. Alright, so let's talk about some of the main skill sets needed specifically when it comes to concert trucking itself. So the first thing that you do have to understand is you have to be a really good nighttime driver. Why is that? Because the concerts are usually over like midnight, 11 o'clock at night. Then it's time to unload and break everything down on the stage, start loading them up into the trucks, and then you have to move all that equipment to the next venue or the next city so they can set it up the very next day. That is definitely going to be something that is important. So that means in order to master nighttime driving, you're going to have to master your clock and your calendar. This is an issue that a lot of people actually do have, where they kind of have to adjust their time period and they have to know exactly when to sleep, because they know when that concert's over, if it's going to be a day where it has to move, it's going to be time to actually get the ball rolling and get everything rocking and rolling that way, right? So understanding how to manage your time and driving at night is going to be super important. So that means getting enough sleep in the actual daytime. It means actually eating healthy so you're not tired throughout the night, because if that equipment cannot get to that next venue in time, there's going to be a big issue. You're part of a big team now. Which leads us to the next skill set, which is becoming a team player. So when you actually are a concert trucker, you're not just a one-man show. In normal trucking jobs, you just have to worry about you, your truck, and your load, and that's it. Here is going to be multiple truckers who are actually transporting the equipment from point A to point B, and you guys all have to work together to get the job done. So if one person goes down, it's not like you can just set up half a stage someplace, right? You're going to have to set up everything all at the same time. So becoming and being willing to play together as a team is going to be super important. And the last specific skill set that a concert trucker actually needs is going to be the ability to become a leader and become extremely organized. Because when it comes to actually driving this equipment from concert venue to concert venue, you don't necessarily have to unload and load your stuff yourself, but you are responsible to make sure that everything that left your truck goes back into your truck. So you're going to have to lead the other team who's going to be loading and unloading your vehicle for you. And you're going to have to be ultimately responsible to make sure that everything that's supposed to be inside your truck is. So having things like checklists are very important, especially mentally in your head, and being able to manage other individuals. Because if you leave a few extra legs or maybe a few less bolts than you were supposed to, when you get to a new venue, you won't be able to actually set up the venue correctly, and then there's going to be a big problem. It's not going to be the guys who loaded the truck, it's going to be you. You are fully responsible to what's inside that vehicle at all times. So if you think that you have those skill sets, then maybe becoming a concert trucker is going to be something that's cool for you, right? It's going to have many different perks, many different benefits. There's pros and cons to everything, right? One of the cons for this is going to be it's a seasonal job. So it's not something that you can actually do all year round. It's very rare to find that. But now we're getting closer to the summertime. There's going to be a lot more concerts happening, and this is definitely a job for many people who are interested. One of the main perks that people think about when it comes to being a concert trucker itself is your proximity to famous people. So most of the time you're going to be hanging out or being able to interact with famous people. It's not like you're going to be their best friends or anything like that. However, most of the time you're just kind of getting there, doing your job, and you won't even interact with any of them. But you do have a much higher chance of interacting with some famous people versus just seeing the concert for yourself. So being able to be backstage, being able to experience how the whole show works is definitely a cool perk to actually being part of this team here. Another perk that a lot of people do like is going to be the pay that they get. Concert driver actually makes a whole lot of money, and they actually don't get paid by the mile like most truck drivers out there. They get paid by the day. It's almost like being part of an overall team. So if you sign a contract for a 3-month tour, you're going to get paid for every single day that you're on duty. So whether you're actually driving the truck that day, or maybe it's a day where you don't have to really do any work and you're off because all of a sudden you drove the truck to that venue. Now it's going to stay there for about 3-4 days or whatever it is, and you don't really have to drive the truck anymore. You're good to go, but you're still getting paid. So that's definitely a great perk when it comes to becoming a concert truck driver. The other cool perk that probably most people don't think about is going to be the parking headache. You don't have to deal with any other parking headaches because you're going to have designated parking. One of the cool things about being a concert driver is once you get into the venue, it's not like you have to fight people for parking spots. They're going to be lined up parking just for you, assigned for you. Doesn't mean you're going to have wide open space because some of these venues are pretty tight. For instance, if you're going to be a trucker driving equipment to Madison Square Garden, you're going to be driving through these tunnels underneath the actual building itself. And they have this big round table where you're actually going to be driving onto this platform. It's going to spin you around so you can back up or pull up in the direction that you want to go into. So it's not always going to be an easy job, but it's one job that if you do have the skill sets to do it, then you'll be ready to rock and roll. You don't have to worry about actually booking parking in advance. The other perk when it comes to actually being a concert driver is going to be there's no touch freight. So what does that mean? You don't have to touch anything that's in the back of your truck. You are, like we talked about, fully responsible to what is actually in your truck and what's leaving your truck. Your job is to organize the activity of how to load and unload the vehicle to make sure you have everything that you need. Make sure you stay organized and make sure you have great leadership skills, because if you piss off the wrong people, they're going to make your life a living hell. And then the last perk when it comes to being a concert driver is going to be the team atmosphere. So like we talked about before, you are not a lone ranger anymore when you're in this field. You are actually going to be helping out and doing different things. There might be certain contracts out there where you are a driver when it is time to transport, and then you have other responsibilities when it's just there to kind of be there for the actual concert itself and everything else in between. So understand that you are a part of a huge organization that helps thousands of people get entertained every single night that you actually put on a concert, and you have a big part to do with that. Truckers in general are the backbone of this entire economy. Without us, nothing would be happening. And there's no difference when it comes to concert trucking itself. So if you're interested in shaking hands with some famous people, making a lot of money, and experiencing the backstage passes everywhere you go to the same show over and over again, in that case, maybe getting your CDL license is the best way to actually do it. Because instead of paying thousands of dollars for your ticket, you're going to get paid a whole lot of money to do this job itself, and you get all the perks with it. As long as you actually have those skill sets that we talked about, this might be a good option for you. So that being said, if you are interested in getting a CDL license, you must go to the best CDL school in the entire country here at Driving Academy, where we can actually show you how we can guarantee that you walk away with your CDL by giving you our guaranteed training courses. How that works is we're going to give you over 100 hours of training plus unlimited tries at the road test itself, which means you keep going for the test until you pass at no extra cost to you. We're not going to give anybody a license who doesn't deserve it, so you got to put in the work. We're going to make sure that you actually get the skill sets that you need to get that license so this can actually become a reality for you. So if this is something that you are interested in, make sure you contact one of our locations. CDLDrivingAcademy.com is the website to check out. Again, CDLDrivingAcademy.com, and then we can definitely see it from there. Thanks, and have a great day. Hey, thank you so much for watching this video. If you like it, make sure you hit that like button. Also, subscribe to our channel. It's really going to help us out. Click on that button. And if you want to continue yourself on your road to freedom, here's more videos to watch. There's endless amounts. Hopefully we get to see each other one day very soon. Thanks.